Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Bumblebee Corner. My name is Lisa. Today I am doing an upcycle video and it's all about snowmen. So there is a Sonnet from Sonnet's Garden Blooms, has a creative network group, and she challenged whoever wanted to do it in the group to make a snowman video. So I did 4 different projects and I'm so excited to show you. So let's get going. So for project 1, I am going to use these vintage clothespins that I've had in my stash for a really long time. Never really knew what to do with them. I did take some and wrapped them in lace and used them kind of as a bowl filler, but never really had any other ideas. And then I came across these snowmen and I thought they were really cute, so I thought I'm going to give it a try. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get them all painted. And I'm using Fusion's Victorian lace. It's a really pretty white, just softer white. And I just thought it would look really good on the snowmen. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get all these painted. But if you have any other ideas on what I can do with these clothespins, I'd love to hear that in the comments. I have a whole bag of them and just not really sure what to do with them. So let me go ahead and get these all finished. All right, so I have them all painted, and here I just glued the top hats that I purchased off Amazon, and I will leave a link to those in the comments in case you want to get some to make your own. So I just took some hot glue, glued it to the top, and of course with my mad videotaping skills, I was off camera just a little bit while I did that. So let me get on to my next step. So for this step, I just took the end of a paintbrush and I found some like black or darker, it's like a darker gray paint that I wanted to use. So I just dipped the end in the paint and just did 2 dots for each eye. And then I did 3 dots going down the front for the buttons. Okay, after that dried, actually forgot to hit the record button again, but I did go on with some orange Waverly paint. And I just painted like a little triangle to look like a nose on all of the snowmen. And then I had some like green ticking and some red ticking in my stash. So I just ripped up a little piece for each of the snowmen to have a cute little scarf.
Christmas lists and know they can't bring them happen. And did you get what you asked for? Oh, you're missing the point. It's not about getting. Look, if you imagine that anything in the world could be yours, you'll feel empowered. Write yourself a list. Check it twice. Be good to yourself. You deserve it. My Christmas list. My Christmas list. Hello? Oh, George, hi. I'm so glad you called. I had the worst day. Yeah, I know how much you hate flying in the middle seat. George, I had the most brilliant idea. I've been kind of writing a Christmas list for myself. And, well, what about a puppy? Okay. No puppy. Oh, George, I've got to go. My mom's here. Should I tell you coming for Christmas? Okay, great. Bye, George. Miss you. I totally forgot about dinner.
This chicken has been in the oven for 3 hours.
Not to mention the 2 hours of roast and roast. At least we know we won't be getting salmonella.
What makes you think this is takeout?
You left the salsa in. Besides, you don't cook.
I was just talking with Cynthia Matola downstairs. Guess what her daughter sent her from Italy?
Amber, the supermodel?
Mm-hmm.
Probably a dress.
No, guess again.
Handbag.
No.
A jade plant. Well, no, make me guess. Just tell me.
A gold bracelet from Bulgari. 18 karat. It weighs a ton. I tried it on.
That's really nice. Cynthia must be very proud of her daughter. Mom, I've been thinking a lot about Christmas. And I was wondering, you think we could cook our own turkey this year?
What's wrong with turkey time? You get the complete dinner, including cranberry jelly and rolls, everything for $49.95. You can't buy the ingredients cheaper.
Well, maybe not, but we could get along better. Like the Cratchits.
Do I know them?
Mom. A Christmas Carol?
All right, for project 2, I'm trying to use up some projects, some things that I had started and just never finished, just lost interest or just didn't really know what to do with it. So I had this frame and I had decoupaged on an old dictionary page, and I thought that would make a really good background for this next project. So what I'm doing is just using my little finger sander, and I'm going all around the edge with a downward motion just to get all the excess off and give it a nice clean edge. So here I'm just going to use this rice paper from Connie's Lines and Designs. It's a really cute little snowman image with a tree, and I wanted to decoupage this on over top. So I'm just going to go ahead. I'm kind of fussy cutting because I didn't want a lot of excess around the image. So I'm going ahead and I'm going to fussy cut around all the little trees as close as I can without cutting off the tree or any part of the image. So let me go around and finish cutting this out. So I got it all cut out, and I'm going to go ahead and I just, around the bottom where there was some snow, I did use the water method where I just dipped a little paintbrush into water and got it wet, just it kind of loosens up those fibers, and then it will tear easier for that more organic look. But I did want the fussy cut around all the tree, but not the snow. I just thought would look better if it wasn't just a clean cut. So let me finish this up. All right, so then just to make sure that this was going to pop once I laid it on top of that dictionary paper on the background, I went ahead and I painted the back of the rice paper white. That just helps it pop a little bit better. So then I used my liquid patina by DIY, which is usually my go-to for decoupage paper. So I went ahead and I just put a coat down, laid the rice paper on top of it, and then went over top of that just to make it adhere, and then I let it dry. I used DIY paint on the frame. I went ahead and gave it a coat of liquid patina just to seal it in. because that will reactivate if it gets wet. So I wanted to make sure it was all sealed. I did end up, before I put it in the frame, I went through with a couple different colors. I used a white and then a little bit of a darker color and gave it some speckles just to give it a little more interest. So I'm going to get it put in the frame. What do you think, you guys? I really like how it turned out. Then the last little touch I did, I just made a little bow with some green velvet ribbon and I just hot glued it up in the corner just to give it something a little bit extra. What do you think? All right, project 3. I am going to make snowmen out of these little wood rounds that I've also had in my stash. So I'm going to paint the background. Next time I won't go quite so dark. This was, I believe it was Night Sky. It was a Waverly. I was looking for something and I thought it would look good. But anyway, I just thought, you know what? I'm just going to go with it. So I got this all painted. And then once it was dry, I'll show you my snowman that I paint. So now it's time to paint the snowman, and I'm just doing the head. So I just took that white Victorian lace, and I'm just going to use it and just kind of paint around until I get kind of a snowman-shaped head that I like. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I've decided to embrace the imperfections. That's what it's all about in these handcrafted, hand-painted projects. And I'm thinking it's turning out pretty good for my first time. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of a touch-up, and then I'll move on and get his face on. All right, so now I'm just going to do his little carrot nose. So I'm using the orange Waverly paint that I got from, I believe it came from Walmart. And I just I'm using a fine-tipped brush just so that I can kind of get a good shape. So I just kind of keep going and touching up until I get a look that I like. Now we're going to do his mouth, so I'm just using some black paint and I'm dipping the end of the paintbrush in and just doing a little dotted mouth all the way around. Then I felt like that background needed a little something, so I thought maybe some little snowflakes. So I just did it where I dipped the paintbrush in the white paint and just added a few dots until I got the desired look that I liked. All right, the next step, I wanted to add some little arms that just looked like he was reaching up in the sky for the snowflakes. So it was kind of hard with this really dark background, but I just kind of used the darker paint and then I used some of the white and just kind of ended up mixing the two together. And I don't know if it turned out exactly like I wanted it to, but it did look pretty good. So I got that painted, and then I'm going to add a ribbon here next. And this little snowman is all done. All right, so for project 4, I have this, it's a little cast iron like skillet that I've had in my booth for quite a long time. I had this butterfly in it and it just never sold. So I decided it was time to pull it out and maybe give it a different upcycle to see what would happen. So if you can see right next to it by the handle, I already did the fussy cut. It's a little snow globe. Again, it's Connie's Lines and Designs. So I had to cover this all up. So I just went ahead and I painted over it with white. All right, I didn't like the white, so I found this blue in my stash. It's a Dixie Belle. I think it's like blueberry something. So I started to paint it with that, and I didn't like that, so I mixed it with some white to tone it down. and I still did not like it. All right, so then I grabbed my Monet's Garden from DIY, and I did end up painting it, and I did like that. So then I want to attach this, apply this little snow globe in there. So I'm putting the liquid patina down to use as my decoupage medium. I lay the snow globe down, and then it just didn't pop like I liked it to. And then I realized I didn't paint the back of it white. Luckily with the rice paper, it's pretty thick, so I just pulled it back up so that I could paint the back white. So I just grabbed that Victorian lace, and I'm just going to go around and get this all painted so that way it's going to pop against that green. So back at it, laid down the liquid patina, put the little snow globe rice paper on top of it, and then I'm just, since it's DIY paint, I'm going to give it a coat of liquid patina just to make sure it's all sealed in there. So again, I just took the back of my paintbrush. I wanted to add a little more to this. So just to make it look like there were snowflakes in the background, I used the end of that paintbrush again and just added some dots. All right, guys, what do you think? Which one did you like the best? I think I'm going with that cast iron, the skillet at the end. It took me a lot to get to that final project, finally getting to that green, but I really like how that turned out. And I did think my little wood slice hand-painted snowman ornament, it was a pretty simple project, but I think that turned out kind of cute too. And I think I'm going to do a few more of those. Leave me a comment. Tell me which one you like the best. And as always, oh, and if you have any ideas for those clothespins, let me know what your ideas are in the comment. I'm going to have to do some Googling, but let me know what to do. I have so many in there and I want to use them up. So let me know what your ideas are. And as always, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up, hit the notification buttons, and share it out if you know other people that like this type of content. So as always, I hope you enjoy your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.